2025 in English language teaching. And session number 3 is called Teachers Share. So in Teachers Share, we're going to hear from 3 different teachers around the world talking about how they use AI to help all their students feel included. So very soon we'll be able to start with that, and we've got lots of practical ideas for you today. Let's first of all just say hello to all of our presenters for today. Hi, Lola.
Hello, how are you doing, Melissa?
How are you?
Fine.
So you are a teacher in Spain, but today you're joining from Italy, is that right?
Yeah, so, currently I'm in Italy because I'm, doing a PhD in, English and didactics. So I received a scholarship and I'm now currently in Italy doing a course.
Great, congratulations. A great
Thank you.
time. And we're also joined by Kalaivani. Hi, Kalaivani. Where are you joining us from?
I'm from India, based in India.
Hi. Great. What area?
Lovely. It's actually called as Puducherry, which lies along the southeast coast of India, which is beautiful touristy place. We have a lot of visitors every year.
Great. Well, we're really glad you've come to share your ideas with us today. Let's
Thank you
say
so
hello
much. It's
to
a
our third
pleasure to be here.
presenter. Definitely for us too. And let's say hi to Kyi. And Kyi, tell the audience where you are joining us from today.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
I'm Kyi Zin, and I'm joining here from Myanmar.
Great, fantastic. So, presenters from Spain, in Italy, from India, and from Myanmar, and I'm also in the north of Spain. So let's get started. We're going to start first of all with a presentation from Lola. So Kalaivani and Kyi, come back soon, but for now, I'll ask you to turn your cameras off, and we'll get ready to hear all about Magic School AI. So Lola, are you ready to start?
Yes, of course, Melissa. Let's go.
Great. So whenever you need me to change slides, you can just say next slide, okay? I'll tell everyone a little bit about you though first before we start.
Okay.
So Lola's a primary teacher in Spain, but as she mentioned at the start, she's now doing a PhD looking into AI and how teachers use AI. So she's brought together her teaching experience and what she's learning in her research, and she's got some really great ideas. So everyone, enjoy this session with Lola.
Great. So, as Melissa mentioned, today we're going to explore how to use Magic School AI to, embrace all learners' needs in the EFL classroom. So let's have a look at the different, the index, the different points we're going to cover. Melissa, could you? Oh, yes, great. So we're going to have a look at all these bullet points. So let's have a look at the first one. What is Magic School exactly? So, Magic School is an educational platform, more or less, like ChatGPT or Gemini or other apps. But this one, in particular, it's created to support the educational community, both teachers, students, parents, or teacher training, teachers who are not working yet. It provides a wide range of AI-powered tools, which we're going to have a look at now. And basically to enhance the teaching and learning experience, enriching it and making it more adaptable. So Melissa, if you could click on this link, that would be wonderful. If not, you can explore it yourself. It has a lot of facilities and applications. So you can tell me in the comments now if you have used Magic School AI, number one, and or if you use chatbots in your class, number two, and number three, if you what do you use them for? Okay, no, I used Magic School. Some of you have used it. No, never. Magic School sounds interesting. No. So, I see that most of you have no idea or very little experience using Magic School. So, I encourage you to say throughout this presentation, because by the end you'll learn or you'll know how to use it. So let's move on to this next slide. ChatGPT. ChatGPT also, most of you have used or have heard about ChatGPT. So basically, it's very simple, very intuitive. Basically, you register with your email, academic or personal, and then you can explore the different magic tools or application. There's one in particularly I find very interesting, which is the chatbot named Rania. And well, basically, it's a chatbot, same as ChatGPT, and you write the prompt, you add a prompt, and you start creating materials, activities, adapting them, exploring them, customizing, basically. Some considerations I would like you to take into account would be that it's not able to generate content automatically. Content such as videos, songs, images, pictures. ChatGPT nowadays, ChatGPT 4, it's pretty advanced and complete. So I would recommend you to use these tools or these apps, Magic School AI, to complement other apps. And also to encourage you to use a good prompt. That's the key, that's essential. Also, some of you are asking if it's free or if it's paid. Well, we'll have a look at that in a moment by the end of the presentation. But overall, it's free and it offers a premium version, but we'll discuss that later. So Melissa, you could click on this link if we have time. If not, we'll move on to the next slide. How do we use it? What do we use it for? So we're going to have a look at 3 case studies in which this tool has been implemented. So imagine, first case of study, imagine you're an English teacher, you have 22 students aged between 11 and 12 years old, and they are more or less an A2 level of English. There's one student with dyslexia and another one with cognitive impairment. You have to create activities for a 45-minute lesson to introduce or to work on future tenses. So let's have a look at what this amazing app comes from or suggests the teacher. Let's move on to the next slide.
Hi Lola, just a second. We're having a bit of problem with your sound, with your microphone. Is there possibly, could it maybe be plugged in or not plugged in? Anything we can do to help?
My goodness.
Thanks everyone for being patient while we try to sort this out. I think we can hear Lola, but it was getting a bit quiet.
Can you hear
That's
me now?
okay.
Better?
Yeah, that sounds better. Much better. Great.
I'm
Okay.
So sorry. Okay. So basically, let's have a look at what the app comes up with. Thank you, Melissa. Okay, so this is a very short video. If you could click in the middle of the picture. Well, that's the chatbot, Rania. And we come up with this prompt. Basically, we explain the chatbot our context, and it automatically, immediately comes up with a whole set of activities adapted to our students. And well, very detailed, very well explained for those teachers who are not very well trained or who doesn't have a lot of experience. Let's move on to the next case study number 2. Oh, sorry, I'll try to slow down a little bit. Great. So now, before jumping into another case of study, let's have a look at your experience. So are there any students in your classroom with special needs or any SEND students with educational needs? And which ones? Yes, autism and ADHD, autism, dyslexia, autism, ADHD. Okay, so, well, yes. So as language teachers, we need to, try to reach those students with special needs. So let's have a look via ADHD. Most of you have students with special needs, educational needs. Let's have a look, reading problems as well. Let's have a look at the next case of study, which might come up with some more, ideas. So imagine you're an English teacher, you have a group of 24 students aged between 9 and 10 years old with with an A1 level of English. So one student has autism, one has low vision problems. So obviously these students require of an individual support plan. Design a reading activity about traveling. So how can we do that? So in that case, we try to use other apps. So Melissa, if you could move on to the next slide. Let's see what Magic School comes up with. So in this case, we're using the worksheet generator. If you click on the video, well, these are all the magic tools, the application possibilities. And well, there are multiple, and I truly encourage you to use some of these. In this case, we're using academic content generator. So we just type in the kind of activity we want to create, the topic or the vocabulary we want to cover, and other criteria. And it comes up immediately with a reading activity adapted to these specific needs that are in our classroom or group. Sorry for the background noise. Let's see. I'm sorry for the background noise. Okay, let's move on to the next example. Okay, the last case of study number 3. You are an English teacher. Again, you have 30 students aged between 5 and 6 years old, and they have an A1 level of English. Well, this class in particular has a very low attention span. They're quite young yet, sorry. And there's one student who has ADHD. Most of you said that you have students with ADHD. Create games to practice the structure of can, affirmative, negative, and question forms, and action verbs for a 45-minute lesson. Okay, I'm sorry for the background noise, but I can't do with it. Well, this is what the application comes up with, a Jeopardy, which is a very fun and interesting game for students, and they can play in groups or pairs, so it's kind of like competitive, but in a good way. So let's move on to the next slide, and let's see other things which are good to consider. So these are other games, and also it comes up with a very detailed plan of the activity you are expected to implement. These kind of activities are very flexible, multi-leveled for those weak students and for those advanced students. And obviously these are very engaging because they try to make students move, and they try to engage them and to make them active, participate. And yes, so let's move on to the next bullet point or the next slide. Okay, so we're reaching to the end of the presentation. So some tips I would like you to take into account when using Magic School would be to, first things first, AI, it's not the end of it's not the end of the world. So what really matters is to give our students a kind of education that it's adapted, inclusive, and student-centered. They are placed in the middle of the teaching and learning process. So you have to get to know your students as a teacher, get to know their profile levels, interests, and do everything based on them. Also provide plenty of opportunities for output. You, the teacher, provide input, and they provide output. They practice. You encourage them. Come on. So how do we do this? Creating a positive and welcoming learning environment in which mistakes are welcomed and seen as a source to improve. You have to encourage cooperative learning strategies in which students link and they work together. And also AI Magic School enables teachers to design attractive and engaging activities and materials, offering immediate feedback and scaffolding to students, especially to those weak ones, but also it provides extension activity for those who have a more advanced kind of learning. So as I already mentioned, this app it's free. So I truly encourage you to use it. And the paid version or the premium version, it's good, but with the basic one, it's fine. So it's quite complete. Let's have a look at the next slide. So how likely are you now, or how likely are you to try this app, Magic School AI? So I would like to hear your comments. If you would like to try it, very likely, say 10, write 10, 10, 10, 10, very likely 10, well, 9, 8, thank you. Okay, so I see most of you are very happy and are willing to try it with your students. So that's lovely. Let's see. So that's the end of the presentation. And before we reach the end, I would like to read this quote by Martin Luther King. So the function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character. That is the true goal of education. So we educators and teachers have to encourage students to become their best version academically and as a person. We have to teach them in 3 ways, mentally, physically, and heart, body, and mind. So I hope you have enjoyed this presentation. And I will now share my detailed contact with you if you want to get in touch with me or if you have any questions. And I hope you implement some of these tools to boost your teaching skills and make them more interactive. Okay, and that's the end. Thank you very much for listening, and I will now move on. We will now move on to another presentation.
Thank you so much, Lola, and don't worry about the sound. These things happen. We know that we're all working with technology, so absolutely don't worry about it. Well, thank you. A lovely idea, and I think all teachers are enthusiastic about trying it. So Lola, please come back in about half an hour and see if anyone has questions for you. But now we'll welcome our second presenter to our stage for today, and it's Kalaivani. Hi, Kalaivani. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Melissa.
Great, fantastic. I will tell the audience a little bit about you, and then we'll get started. Firstly, Kalaivani, I forgot to ask you how to pronounce your surname, so maybe you can say it for me.
Sure. I know it's a big problem to all my learners as well because it has a lot of syllables in it, right? So people call me Kalaivani Pallavanraja, but I would say everyone calls me just Vani. So feel free to call me
Vani.
Vani.
Okay, great. Thank you. Well, so Vani is an educator working in India. She says she's an educator, but she's also a lifelong learner. Me too. She's working now as an online teacher and a mentor to other teachers. So she is interested in innovative and engaging learning experiences. And of course, technology is something she's really interested in. And she's here today to talk about an application called Quizzes. So Vani, when you're ready to start, I'll turn my camera off. Have a great time, everyone, with Vani.
Thank you so much, Melissa. Okay, so again, welcome you all and good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're joining today. As Melissa introduced, I'm Kalaivani Pallavanraja, but feel free to call me Vani. And I'm a corporate language trainer working online, plus a mentor teacher as well. So training novice online teachers with technology and other digital tools. Thank you so much for joining me today. So whether you're joining in between classes or winding down after a long teaching day, thank you so much for showing up. That already says something about your commitment. I know you're looking forward to teaching better and smarter. So let me start with a quick thought. Have you ever spent more time creating a quiz than actually using it in class? How many of you saying yes? Let me look at the chat. Have you spent more time? Yes, yes, yes. A lot of yeses. Yes, I know. I'm with you. I've done the same. In fact, I've spent hours and hours. Perfect. Yes, I know. I'm with you. And have you ever wondered, is there a faster way to assess learning without sacrificing quality? Yes, some of you saying few hours. Yes, perfect. So you are here in the right place today. Because here is the thing, we are not just talking about another digital tool. We are talking about something that combines AI with pedagogy, speed with strategy, and automation with a human touch. So here it's going to be the teacher's touch. And the best part, it's simple, fun, and inclusive. Yes. So this can be used with learners, as you all mentioned already, with dyslexia, ADHD, or as simple as lower confidence levels. So all of them can benefit from this. So today we'll look into how Quizzes AI can help you create smarter, faster, and engaging learner-friendly quizzes in less than 5 minutes. Yes, you heard that right. You just need less than 5 minutes to create this quiz. So let's dive in. And here is one of my favorite quote by George Couros. As AI has been challenging almost every jobs, I know there are many teachers who are afraid that am I going to lose my job? Is AI going to take over my job? So for all those who are afraid of AI, here is a quote by George Couros that technology will not replace great teachers, but technology in the hands of great teachers can be transformational. Trust me, you're going to give this a try and tell me your feedback. All right. So for today's session, let's keep two key goals in mind. So first is to explore how to use Quizzes AI to create interactive quizzes. And the second one is to discuss how this tool supports collaborative and inclusive learning. So before we actually check the demo of how to use this, I have a couple of questions for you all. So please answer in the chat. Do you use quiz? Do you often do quizzes with your learners? Yes, 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 yes. Yes, as teachers, I think we cannot survive without quizzes, right? We like to ask questions. Yes, of course. Perfect. And now tell me, how long do you need to create a quiz? Come on, honest answers, no cheating. How long do you need? Half an hour, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours? True. I agree. That's the most honest answer, I guess. 5 to 7 hours, yes, depending on the topic and the content. Definitely. It depends. Yes. Depends on the quiz. Half an hour. Yes. Lovely. So I'm going to show you this magic tool in 4 simple steps how you can create quiz from any source. So you can use any content, whether video or maybe any of the PDF files that you have, any material sources. All right. So let me tell you 4 simple steps how you can use Quizzes AI, create quiz. So step number 1, create a quiz. For this, you need to log in the Quizzes app. I'm sorry, the Quizzes AI, so which is free. You can simply create a free account. And once you log in, you're going to import the material basically. So if you have your ready-made questions already, you can convert that question into a gamified quiz format, or you can simply use Quizzes AI to generate the questions as well for you, right? And after that, you're going to customize it basically with the timer settings, multimedia elements, and also the question types, because there are a variety of options for you. And finally, you're going to preview the quiz before you share it with your students. So keep these 4 steps in mind, and I'm going to show you a quick demo video on how to do this. All right, so that's the home page. As you can see, I've already logged into this. That's how your homepage looks. And on the left top corner, you see this create button. So clicking on that, this will take you to another page which says what options you want to choose from. So whether you're going to create an assessment, lesson, an interactive video, passage. Oh, last one has got. There is also another option to create flashcards. That's also one of my favorite options in quizzes. So for this demo, I'm choosing assessment. On clicking on assessment, this is going to take you to another page where you have to create the activity. So you need to choose the source. You can either import questions, as I said already, or generate with AI. So load the document that you want to use, or you can simply create from scratch. So here, I'm actually going to use a material, which is a transcript that I downloaded from Teaching English British Council website. Clicking on Generate with AI, and I'm going to upload this here. You can also see the other options on the top. So whether you want to give a text or a simple prompt or use a website. And YouTube videos are actually not working at the moment because due to some privacy settings of the YouTube thing. But if you have your own video content, you can use it as well. So for this, as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to use a transcript from British Council's Teaching English website. So I'm going to upload that over here. And once it is uploaded, takes you to this page. Okay, so as you can see, there are several customization options here. So you can choose the number of questions, whether you want 10, 15, 20 or so. And then you can also choose grade and subjects. So this is not only for English, you can use this for other subjects as well. And also the last one, which says allow students to read this document, which is one of my favorite, because you can simply change the assessment into a comprehension task. So you can let the students read the passage or any content that you're preparing the quiz from. So they can read the content at the same time, try the quiz. So that can also be transferred into a comprehension task. All right, so once you're happy with everything here, all that you need to do is to click on this button on the right corner, generate quiz. So now you can start counting the minutes. See how long this is going to take. Come on, let's count together. I'm turning off on my timer to see how long this is taking to generate a quiz. It says up to a minute, but it was not even a minute. How magical is that? Wow. So here we have the comprehension PDF on the left, and you have 10 questions quiz on the right. As simple as that. How long did we take to create this quiz? And think how you can use the remaining time. You can spend quality time with your learners. Lovely. So once the quiz questions are ready, remember, you are the master. So go through the questions, see if you're happy with the questions, see if that suits your learners' needs, if it is appropriate to their level. You are free to customize, edit it, and choose from various options available. So once you have this page, you can also preview, because this is the teacher's page. So you have to preview how this looks on the learner's end. So let's click on preview to see how this looks at their end. There we go. How colorful it is. Don't you think your learners will enjoy this rather than having a PDF with questions after questions where they have to write and mark or something like that? Yes, I know. Okay, so once you are happy with everything, you're going to save the quiz, so which will be saved to your quizzes library. So the best part here is you can host this as a live quiz in the classroom, or you can simply assign it as a homework. The timer settings will give you various options from 1 day, 2 days to a week. So you can also set this as a weekend task or something like that. I know students will hate giving weekend tasks, but just in case, if you don't have access in the classroom, if students are not able to use any digital electronic devices in class, you can set this as a homework, which they can do later at their own pace. So that's it. So once you save, you'll find this. And yeah, here you have other options. Timer settings. And when you're happy with everything, click on save. So once you save, you're ready to publish. And that's it. Okay. So as you publish, this will be available on your portal here. Then you see this library on the left. So once you click on library, you will see all the list of quizzes that you have created. So you can assign it, or as I said, you can host it live in your classroom and make the best use of it. Okay. Isn't that magical? I know it is. All right. And moving ahead, let's see how this can be adapted or how this can be used for inclusive teaching. As we were talking about learners with dyslexia, what do you think? How this tool can be helpful for learners with dyslexia? Think about the color, font. Yes, I know what's running in your mind. So the visual clarity. Definitely the students are going to enjoy this because quizzes allows larger fonts, image-based questions. You can also add images if you want to. And this is going to help them as it is very simplified, which is helpful for reducing their cognitive overload. And some versions of quizzes also has the options to enable TTS, that is text to speech, which benefits students with decoding difficulties. And the timer settings will help you reduce pressure. So if you think they are pressurized with the timers, simply turn it off. Or if you think you can give them extra time or something, maybe you can adjust the timer accordingly. So that's going to lower their anxiety. And moving on to learners with ADHD, what do you think? Would they enjoy the game-based format or not? I know they have very less attention span, right? So these questions, the layout is so engaging and interactive. So this will help maintain attention and of course their interest. And the short chunked tasks, the questions that are presented one at a time, going to of course reduce their distractions as well. So that's almost the end of my presentation. But before I leave, I would like to ask one last question. What's one way you could use Quizzes AI with your students this week? I would love for you to type your answers in the chat. Or games, students with hearing impaired. Yes, revision before the exam. That's a wonderful option too. You can also use the flashcard option, as a quick revision before their test or assessment. For games, quiz, flashcard, reinforcement, of course, objective type, ice breaking. Yes, exactly. You can. Lovely. Less attention span. Yes, you're right. And you can also try various, you can make it as team games. You can make two teams. And yeah, there are a lot of ways adapt this. Role plays, brainstorming. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. Lovely. I think I have to start taking notes, Melissa. I want a copy of all the chat because there are wonderful ideas coming up in the chat. We can try all of those options.
That's true.
Wonderful, teachers. Yeah, lovely. Thank you so much, teachers. And before I close, you can find me on LinkedIn, and that's my LinkedIn handle. Just type my name. I hope you don't forget my name. I think that must be the most difficult name you've ever come across, Kalaivani Pallavanraja. And I'm the only person with this name on LinkedIn profile, so you can easily find me there. I would love to hear some comments and feedback as DMs. Thank you so much again for listening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kalaivani. That was really inspiring. Lots of ideas. You've given us lots of homework, things that we have to try out, and yeah, I'm ready for it, I think. So thanks so much. You can stop screen sharing now, and we will invite you back, of course, in about 15 minutes. But first, we're going to go to our third presenter. It's Kyi. So I'm going to just help her. Let's see if I can find her. Yep, there she is. Hi, Kyi. How are you?
Hello, Melissa. I'm good, thank you.
Great.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, you're breaking up a little bit there. She did tell me that there was some rain in her region in Myanmar. Let's see how we go with sound. All right. You broke up a little bit there, but I think it's back now. Can you try to say something, Chi?
it was pretty unusual. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sound was working again there. I think it might be a good idea to help your connection if I share your slides. Are you happy with that? Is that all right? Okay, I'm going to help her do that because I think that to save a bit of connection, that would be useful. So, Chi, you don't need to share your slides. I'm going to do that for you.
Could you hear me well?
Yeah, now we can hear you again. So I'm going to share your slides so that it's less for your computer to do. And maybe that'll help us. So here we are, and you can just tell me next slide when you need it. So also let me know in the chat if you are able to hear Chi. At the moment, I can't. Nazi says in the chat, don't worry, we all suffer the same issues. Don't worry, they're going to hang around until you fix it. Thank you for your understanding, everyone. These things happen in Myanmar at the moment. There's lots of rain and that's affecting the connection. Hi, G, you're back.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can. Let's try to do as much as we can. And if you cut off, don't worry. Okay, so I'll let you introduce and then I'll go to the next slide. So tell us a little bit about where you work, Chi. You're working with secondary students in Myanmar, is that right?
Yes, right. Actually, I was born in Yangon, and I did my master's in TEFL and second master's in TESOL at the University of Exeter in the UK. So I took the lead role in Shakespeare Lives in You and Welcome to Great Britain Global Projects as well, and also like digital training projects like Newmar High School, Pride International School, projects for the TKT training. I was mainly, and I was a lead trainer there as well. I'm a regular presenter at the annual LTEX workshops and, presenting monthly workshops as well. And also before the earthquake back in like March 23rd, I was a presenter for differentiated classroom instruction with the Teaching English Asia
Great.
Teaching English Asia team as well. Yeah, so this is my second back for the yeah.
Well, we're happy to have someone with so much experience. So I'll turn my camera off now and we can get started. Someone in the chat has suggested that if at any time your connection isn't great, you could turn off your camera, maybe, and sometimes that saves some bandwidth. Let's try that. But if you're ready to go, let's start.
Okay, so today I would like to share my plan about creating action figures, the steps to the activity, explaining about 4 examples with Stephen Hawking, Keira Knightley, Clarissa Shields, and Michael Sam, following up with the extension ideas and the advantages that brings to the activity. But the most important thing, the adaptation part to the activity as well. Next slide, please. So here comes a question. What is AI in inclusion? Any thoughts? Any comments? Yeah, that's interesting. So AI in inclusion, it means ensuring every student, regardless of their background, ability, language, or learning needs, can access and benefit from learning. And when including AI in inclusion, of course, AI can help, but only if it's thoughtfully applied. Next one, please. So please tell me in the chat or in a comment, have you ever made action figures with AI before? If your answer is yes, please put a plus sign in the chat box. Ah, I can see a lot of you haven't used it yet, the majority. But don't worry, I'll go through easy breezy steps and procedure how to make one in a few minutes. And two, what types of action figure would you create for yourself? Here are simple and easy steps of creating action figure activity. Step number 1, come up with a set of questions to set up an action figure. Step 2, hire a chat GPT and choose a picture you want to upload first. Step 3, add a prompt to create a story based on your own preference.
Hi
Next one,
everyone.
please.
I think we lost Chi for a second. Chi, let's just find out. Yeah, is your voice okay now? Can we hear you?
Yes. Hello again.
Hi, we can hear
Sorry,
you
the
again.
connection's
Great.
pretty unstable.
That's all
Yeah.
that's all right. Um,
Yeah.
Possibly you could try turning off your camera for the middle part of the presentation, and that will give you more bandwidth. Let's try that, and I'll go back to the part of the activity that we're explaining. So I think we're on part 4 here.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So if you are able to, yeah, let's keep going.
Okay, so creating an action figure activity, here are 5 simple steps. Step 1, come up with a set of questions and set up an action figure and choose a picture you want to upload first. Step 3, add a prompt to create a dry story based on your own preference. Step 4, think about inclusive story like Stephen Hawkins to start a discussion about including all types of people regardless of their language and background and also their needs. Step 5, create an action figure of more famous people. So step 1, when you set an action figure, you have to come up with a set of questions. And students can answer some questions like, what are your favorite items? What do you want to add to your travel bucket list? Do you have a nickname? Use 3 adjectives which best describe you. Any additional information? So in step 2, you choose a chat GPT and choose a picture you want to upload first. First, you go to chatgpt.com and then upload a photo of you, which you want to use as an action figure. But please remember, when you are uploading a photo, this activity is only suitable for the students who are over 18. Next one, please. And step 3, you add a prompt to create a dry story based on your own preference. Do you remember a set of questions that you answered beforehand to set up an action figure? So here is a short written description. you create a try story of a person in the photo, let it be an action figure. And then your favorite items like coffee, camera, and sunglasses, a hat, yeah. And with the nickname, well, my nickname is a travel bee, so I just added there. And then 3 adjectives that describes you: live, love, and travel. So after the written text or a description, you upload a picture there. So what comes up with this action figure, you have to wait for a few seconds for the action figures to be fully uploaded. Next one, please. But please remember, there are some safe adaptations. That is, if your students are under 18, you have to be aware of using a picture. Let's say if you want to use this activity for primary or secondary students, instead of using a picture, you can use a prompt text, like, using the descriptive adjective to describe different aspects of the face, like round shape, dark, brown, long, thick, arch, thin, happiness, charming, etc. 2, coverage of at least 3 parts of the face, more facial features in detail. And 3, grammar and vocabulary. Please remember, there must be appropriate usage of grammar and vocabulary. And 4, the overall presentation, which is a clear description and feature. So here is an example test. Christine has round-shaped eyes. They're dark brown. They have long eyelashes. She has thick arched eyebrows. When she smiles, her thin lips show straight teeth, and her expression is happiness. She's charming. She has a charming dimple near her lips. So instead of using a picture, you can use a written description text like this. This is a clear, improved prompt example. Next slide, please. But please remember, you can also think about an inclusive story like Stephen Hawking's to include all types of people in the activity, regardless of their background or their needs. So here, you can start describing about Stephen Hawking, saying like age around 76 years old, let it be an action figure. And then next to the figure, there should be a toy equipment, something like the things that he loves, like a voice sanitizer, a laptop. Yeah. And then the nickname, Einstein, and also a doodle cover backboard, etc., and visualize in a realistic way. There comes a lovely action figure of Stephen Hawking. Next one, please. And also, you can create an action figure of famous person like Keira Knightley, who has dyslexia. But please remember, everyone is equal, yeah? So you can also create a try story for her, describing about her, facial features like dark brown eyes, brunette, slim, and let it be an action figure. And here again, you can also add her favorite things like the makeup accessory. Sorry, I haven't done it yet. Previous slide, please. Yeah. So here with a nickname and also her favorite things like, the makeup tool, travel kit, etc., etc. And then her favorite character, like the clothing thing, the Pirates of Caribbean costume. So here comes a lovely action figure of Keira Knightley. Next one, please. But please remember, they don't get like equal chances, and they have faced a lot of discrimination because of the sexuality in life before. Yeah. So here's a very good example, and you can also create a try story about this African American, the medium body built guy, and make an action figure. And next to the figure, there should be a toy. Well, These are his favorite, like, the American football t-shirt, sports shoe, a guitar, and then his nickname, Mike, and the things he loves, like video games, pizza, and he loves moving and visualize it in a realistic way. Next one, please. And also, not everyone's born with a silver spoon in their mouth. A unique woman like Clarissa Shields, she has a tough and disadvantaged family background, but now she's a hero in her own life. So here, you can start creating a twice story of a female athlete around age 30 with she is African American with long hair and a braid, and let it be an action figure, and also including all her favorite things like the luxury sports shoe, a blue hairdo, a medal, plus her nickname T-Rex, and make an action figure. Next one, please. So how can we extend the activities? One, have a conversation with your learners about inclusion. Do you think all people can be action heroes? And why? So teachers and teachers educator, do you think everyone can be action hero? Could you just give me a very short, one simple reason why? Good. Okay, that's lovely to see all the comments. And display the action heroes and ask learners from another class to choose their favorite. Next one, please. So, what's good about this activity? The advantages of this activity is, one, it practices writing skill. Two, it encourages problem solving, especially how to best represent this person. Three, challenging stereotypes and preconceptions, especially when you move beyond this and create a representation of a unique individual with their own personality, interests, abilities. It's not just focusing on their difference. Four, is good for promoting conversation about diversity because it's a powerful visual tool to talk about inclusion. And five, it is a way of promoting self-acceptance and positive self-image, especially when a student creates an action figure of themselves. Even he might feel he's a little bit, not included in the classroom activities, etc. Next one, please. So how can we make adaptations for some learners in the class? Let's say for the student with dyslexia, I adapt this action figure activity by using speech-to-text software. For instance, Otter.ai, Google Docs voice typing, so that they can also do the activity in an engaging way. And for students with ADHD, I would adapt the action figure activity by using visual cues, positive reinforcement, and also praises. I might also break down the steps of the task into smaller chunks. Next one, please. Previous one, please.
I'm sorry, Chi, we're running out of time, so I think we should go to this end slide now, if that's okay.
Yeah. So tell me in the chat or in the comment, would your students enjoy using this activity? If your students would love it, please put a big heart in the chat or the comment. And tell me 3 things that they would enjoy using this activity as well. Okay. Thank you so much. This is the end of my section. Thank you so much for listening and also for your patience. Thank you.
You're on silent,
Melissa.
Melissa.
Sorry, thank you. Apologies. I was trying to say to Chi, try to turn on your camera now if you can, because we'd love to say thank you. But if you can't, we understand. But let's welcome back Lola and Kalaivani, and let's take some questions. We don't have a long time for questions, but we'll see what we can answer. So, what questions do we have? Let's take a look. First of all, thank you to all three presenters. Three very different ideas, but all connected in the area of inclusion, and I enjoyed all of them. Let's take a question, and there's one that's kind of a bit technical, and it's for you, Kalaivani, and it says, if a quiz is sent as homework, do students need to create accounts, or how does that work? If you're not sure right
Not
now,
really.
don't worry. But
No worries, no worries. I can take that question. It's very simple.
sure.
All that you need to do is to share a link, because once you publish it and when you're sharing it with your learners, it actually creates a code, like a QR code or a link.
Uh-huh.
So you can share one of these and they can log into that using any browsers. So they can simply,
Oh,
join using, it's similar because I saw many of the teachers mentioning about Kahoot. So it's very similar.
yeah.
So
Okay.
just, scan the QR code, use the link and simply join from browser. That's it.
Oh, that sounds great. That sounds really, really easy to do, right?
True. That's
Fantastic.
true. That's true. They don't have to download any special apps or something for that.
Great. I think we've lost Lola. I'm not sure what happened. Anyway, if you have questions to her, we'll try to answer them later. We'll write them
Hello.
into Facebook.
I'm
Hi,
sorry.
you're there, Lola. Hi,
Oh,
are
I'm
you
sorry,
able
but
to turn
it's
on your
pretty
camera?
noisy. Like Italy is so like noisy. So that's
That's
why
all
I'm
right.
trying to find it
That's
a
all
right
right.
spot.
Sure, maybe you could just turn on your camera because in a moment we'll be saying goodbye. For very last question for both Kalaivani and Chi is, did your students enjoy using these tools, doing those activities? First, Chi, did they enjoy it? Did they like making the action figures?
Yeah, very much. Because it promotes personalized learning.
Yeah.
The AI especially can identify areas, requiring the real practice, and also with teacher support, it can
Yeah.
provide the additional language practice, and also it's very engaging for the learners.
Yeah, definitely. Lots of language practice, lots of inspiration. Cool. How about quizzes? What did they say about it? Are they into it, Bunny?
Definitely. I mean, they will never let you stop it, actually. They're like, one more question, one more question. So gamified, and it can be turned out into a competition, like a healthy competition, of course, between the learners. So they'll really
Uh-huh.
enjoy it. They're learning at the same time. You are assessing as teachers, and you can also
Yeah.
use the portal, the teacher's side of things, where you can see which questions were answered correct, how many students answered correct, and which
Wow.
ones were wrong. So that will help you analyze which area of the text was difficult for them to comprehend. So
Okay.
in that way, it will be helpful for you to adapt your teaching as well. So you can focus on that particular part again.
Yeah, lots and lots to learn. And I know Lola told me before about Magic AI, and she says that, well, it's not for students, but it's for teachers, and all the teachers that she's been working with have loved it. So that's all the time we have for today, everyone. Go away and try these activities. I'm sure you'll like them. They're all easy to use. They all have free versions, which is great. So, I mean, thank you to Joe and to Marcus and Karen, who are moderating in the background, and Kath as well. And thanks, of course, to our three presenters. We've had some technical difficulties today, but we've overcome them. That's the challenge of working with so many people from all different countries around the world. So thank you for your patience, everyone. And it was wonderful. So thanks, Lola. Thanks, Chi. Thanks,
Thank you,
Vani.
Melissa. I'm
Um,
sorry
that's
for the
okay.
Thank
technical
you, everyone. Thank you,
difficulties.
everyone.
Don't ever say sorry for internet connection. Definitely not. So
hope
have a
everybody
lovely day, everyone,
is willing to
and
use.
thank you. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you, Melissa. Bye bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye.